Parents, we want to welcome you to JEB Stuart Middle School, where we're striving to promote a secure, sophisticated learning environment where your child feels welcomed and encouraged to capitalize on their fullest potential. This transition is important for everyone, and we want to share with you what your child will experience when they walk through the campus of JEB Stuart through the eyes of our current 6th graders.
JEB Stuart is a great school from my point of view.
I was nervous at first because I did not know any teachers, any students, so I was a little confused also because I didn't know how to get used to a whole new school. So
My experience at JEB Stuart is that it's a really respectful school and you can really trust on people, and it's a really trustful school.
I like JEB Stuart because it's really fun, even though like some of the teachers are really strict, but also because like you have like different like opportunities like sports that you can do and like different classes and stuff that you can learn, like Spanish and health and TV production.
And with a new school year comes a new principal and leadership staff.
Hello Raiders students and families, my name is Robert Hudson. I'm the new principal here. I'm honored to be here and privileged. I'm coming from Robert E. Lee High School, where I spent the last 5 years of my career as assistant principal and principal designate. I expect great things here at JEB Stuart. This summer we've been very active on fully staffing this school with highly effective and highly engaging instructional staff and support staff. So my expectation is that we are ready to go regardless on opening of schools to accept our students and make sure that we create the safest and securest environment for them, and to make sure that academics are our primary goal here so we can support our students to be successful. Yeah, during this orientation, I know it's different than the normal typical opening of schools. We're going to try answering all the questions possible for you. We're also going to have some questioning and common questions and answer sheets that we're going to post on our website, and then also put in our Teams page for you parents that if you feel like you have more questions. We're also going to open up lines of communication to where after this orientation, if some of those questions have not been answered, you can email us and we will get back to you as soon as possible. You're going to meet some key players today. Miss Tanya Thompson, she's assistant principal of curriculum, and you're going to meet Miss Michael Bird, assistant principal of operations, who is my principal designee. And eventually, during the first week of school, we will do some student assemblies where you'll meet our 2 new deans of students who are coming from the high school region. Miss Billy Hodge, she was the dean of students over at Westside High School, was very successful there. And then Mr. Charles Lewis, who was my dean of students over at Lee High School. He will also be representing our 5,000 role models here at JEB Stuart. I understand that you guys feel that this time is very stressful. It's uncertain times. We don't know truly how we're opening up schools. The state and the district has not decided, but I promise you and trust me that we have had plans in place regardless of how we open up school, whether it's hybrid, whether it's homeroom, or it's full brick and mortar. We are ready to go, and we're going to make sure that we create the safest atmosphere possible for your students. The typical school day will look different regardless of how we come back. So some of those things I can speak to now. I will say that opening of schools, all faculty and staff will be temperature checked as they enter the school building, as well as the students. All students and staff will be recommended to wear a face mask during any transition, during class time, if we don't get the face shields. But I promise you that we're going to do what we can to keep this place clean and make sure that your students are safe. We've already worked out where we're going to do more than just 3 lunches. We're going to do multiple lunches over a couple periods to make sure that we can help with the social distancing. We're going to make sure that the classrooms are being detailed and cleaned each day after classes. There will be sanitation stations set up throughout the building. Each teacher will be supplied plenty of hand sanitizer to make sure that students, when they enter the building or enter the classrooms, that they have access to that before and when they leave the classroom. So we're going to do the best we can to make sure that we are creating that safe environment for your students, because truly we want our students on campus. They need to be on campus, not only for the academic side of things, but for the social side of things. But I promise it will look different. But we're going to be ready, and we're going to make sure that we do have the staff that's ready to be there and provide you with everything that you need.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Bird. I am Assistant Principal of Operations. Pretty much what that consists of is anything that relates to students other than scheduling. For example, discipline and or uniforms, as well as community operations and anything relating to parents and community involvement. So with student discipline, some of the concerns that we had were IDs, uniforms, and tardies. Last year we did not have in-school suspension. We definitely are implementing that this year. So students will be required to make haste to the classroom so that they can receive education. Also, IDs will be required for them to wear at all times. Uniforms will also be mandatory. So discipline will be quite different this year. We have 2 new deans. One will be Coach Hodges and the other one is Mr. Lewis. They are coming from Lee High School and Westside High School and are extremely excited about being here this year. So our uniforms are coming from RC Uniforms, which is on Beach Boulevard. They will be selling uniforms through our school as well as through their website. All of that information will be on our website as well as Facebook and all other social media aspects. Students will not be able to wear hoodies, sweatshirts, or pullovers. They will be required to wear either the same color as their grade level shirt, or they can purchase a jacket from RC Uniforms. Students will not be able to wear any uniforms from other locations. All uniforms will be mandatory purchased from RC Uniforms. So this year we have cohorted all students by grade level, which means that all grades will be in specific wings. For example, 6th grade will be in C wing and 7th grade will be in D wing. This will allow students to simply move from class to class through structured movement, and they will not have to leave the wing to do so. This will assist us with social distancing and minimize movement. Because of us cohorting students by grade level, it will allow us to give multi-tiered support systems for grades, behavior, and mental health. Teachers will not only meet for their subject area, but will also meet as a grade level team as it relates to getting information out for parents, community, and students. So due to COVID-19, we will have signage throughout the school asking students to have on masks during transition. We also will have signage on the ground that will remind them to stay 6 feet apart.
Hello, I am Tanya Thompson and I am the assistant principal here at JEB Stuart. I am the assistant principal of scheduling, so I am responsible for scheduling each and every student into the appropriate class according to their date. Another important role that I play as an assistant principal is looking at students' address, blue card information, email communication, just several ways that we connect with the parents and the students at home to make sure the information is correct. So I urge all parents to please update your blue card, update your email to sign up for a Focus account so you can make sure you have the most new and appropriate information for JEB Stuart. This year we are going to do our 7th period day, so every student will go to every class every single day. With that being said, with our schedule, we have decided to stagger our lunch. So our 6th graders will have lunch 3rd period, our 7th graders will have lunch 4th period, and our 8th graders will have lunch 5th period. So in essence, we have 2 lunches per grade level. So with that, how that looks, the 6th graders will go to lunch, the 7th and 8th graders will be in 3rd period. Then the 7th graders will go to lunch, and the 6th graders and 8th graders will be in 4th period. And then our 8th graders will go to lunch during 5th period, and our 6th and our 7th graders will be in 5th period. So that way, all of the students have an opportunity to get their lunch, to have a seat, and to limit the number of students we have in the cafeteria at one time. Well, I actually feel like I know each and every student here at JEB Stuart Middle School. Why do you ask? It's because I have had the opportunity to look at your data to determine your classes for the 2021 school year. I know we did not take our FSA assessment this year, therefore I looked at your iReady scores, your Achieve scores, and your previous data that came in from the previous school year. So pretty much looking at your trends. So some of the questions that students ask a lot of times, I do not need intensive reading, I do not need intensive math. According to your data, you were placed in those classes, and there's one way, and only one way you can get out. That is to do your very best on our beginning of the year assessments. So you're going to take your beginning of the year I ready, your beginning of the year achieve, and that will help me determine if you should be in intensive reading and or in intensive math. But if you do not do well in that assessment, I will continue to look at your data throughout the year to correctly place you in your classes. Another question that students commonly ask is, I do not like this elective, I want out. Well, unfortunately this year we're going to be cohorted, meaning you're going to go to all your classes as a group. Being cohorted also means that you kind of have to stay together as a group. So if you want your schedule changed, everything gets changed, not just one class getting changed. So if you have an elective that you do not like, I just encourage you to learn to love it. The only electives that I will be changing is band. If you were previously in band and you are not in band, then your schedule can be changed. If you're in a class that you already previously took, then your schedule can be changed. Any other reason, your schedule will remain the same.
This year, our theme is Game On. We look forward to you coming in for the new school year, and we hope that you feel the same way that we do when we say challenge accepted.
The challenge has been accepted, and we're going to have a great school year.